Hey, man, I'm glad to be seen.
We put it up on Twitter, and what we want to do, because we saw you had the million plus. Are you tweeting yourself?
You know what? I have. I tweeted for the first time yesterday.
Okay.
You know, that's one of my plans for this year, man. To be more hands-on with the online social media process. Not to say that I will be a full-time tweeter, but you know what I'm saying. From time to time, I will update the people.
Yeah, and we know not only are you like back out and doing your thing, but now the OMG girls have taken off. While you was gone. How you feel about that? I know you're finna jump on and go and support them.
But absolutely, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm really, really proud of them.
Hey, go ahead, say something there.
Say what say. Hey. Say, hey, Atlanta. It's Major, everybody.
He is
hey. You not gonna say nothing?
Hey. So you gotta go support the OMG girl.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, I'm very proud of that for obvious reasons. You know, not only is that, you know, my daughter, my wife, and my nieces and my family, but they got jamming music. You know, even as an executive, as a CEO, I got to recognize talent when I see it. And they work hard, and their music hot. You know, so I'm supporting that to the fullest.
Well, we saw the statement that you put up on your website saying that you were going to go back to the old T.I. And I talked about it during the Ryan Report, and people the city went crazy because they're saying, okay, we hope that's what it is. When you said that, what do you mean in your head of the old T.I.?
Well, I mean, to be quite, I guess, to be frank, man, you know, when I went through all the things I went through, you know what I'm saying, the new sophisticated paper trail, the upper echelon T.I., you know, all those people were the people who were the quickest to give me their back pockets to kiss, you know what I'm saying? So the ones who really stayed down with me was you know, them Bankhead natives, you know what I'm saying, the ones who supported them first 2 albums. So I feel like, man, I'm gonna stay down with who stayed down with me, man. So I'm gonna speak to the people who spoke to me. I'm gonna communicate to the people who supported me during my darkest hours. And also, you know, I mean, you know, just being a fan of music myself, I understand that the core and the foundation of my success derives from that. No, you know, so at one time I was so focused and so caught up in, you know, just, I guess, being a role model or being, you know what I'm saying, being what everybody else expected me to be, that I got away from what I do best. And that's Bankhead. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's what, you know, that's what I meant by that. You know, energy-wise, subject matter-wise, sonically.
Now that was going to be my follow-up.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your flow changed when you went to that upper echelon? You know, because if you compare some of the first T.I. to, you know, because every morning when I'm even listening to the Zagazao, I'm listening to that T.I. when I'm working. I mean, but from where that went to, you know, like you said, the upper echelon, I thought your flow changed a bit.
It did. You know, my flow changed, my surroundings changed, my environment, you know, the things that I saw on the day-to-day, a lot of those things changed, but even when I changed, even when I diversified, even when I expand and evolve, I still maintain the ability to go back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know how to do it. If you tell me, man, make me something to sound like this, I know I got that formula. I know exactly how to do it. It's like making sweet Kool-Aid, you know what I'm saying?
Easy.
You never forget.
Easy,
But Tip, I gotta ask you though, People Station V-103, Ryan Cameron Show, T.I. in the building. I gotta ask though, isn't it kind of like you can't win for losing when it comes to this? Because like you said, if you evolve, if your music evolves, if you start kind of changing your flow up, which is what happens as you get older and life evolves.
Yeah.
If you were to say that you were in the trap like you did back in trap music or urban legends, the same people might say, man, no, you ain't in the trap. You rich now. You lie. It's almost like you can't win. Do you know what I mean? You either abandon Bankhead or you abandon.
I don't think so, man. I think that I could still be in the trap without trapping. You know what I'm saying? I could be, and you know, a trap is basically the neighborhood that I grew up in. I'm in there every time I go see my granddad. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there. I'm just not doing what I was doing back then.
T.I. in the studio. His first interview. We're very happy that he decided to come to the People Station B103, and of course the Ryan Cameron Show. You have a unique relationship with the B.E.T. Hip Hop Awards weekend.
Bittersweet.
Yes, you know, and all the timing is impeccable.
Yeah,
Tip, for you and the B.E.T. Hip Hop Awards weekend. I gotta ask you, did you bring us some music, sir?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Without question, man. Without question. And you know, this is something, man, I would have got to you sooner, but you know what I'm saying? We just not getting it all the way ready for radio.
Okay.
So and I'm very proud of it, man. And this is just a taste of what's next to come. This is produced by B.E.T, also featuring B.E.T on the hook as well, and it's called I'm Flexing. And you know, and I kept my word. You know, I went back to that. I went back to that foundational T.I. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious trap music. And like I said, it's more where that came from.
Well, let's hear it right now, man. You can log on to B-103.com. You can see Tip sitting right here in the studio, and we got a couple of minutes with him, so we know some fans want to talk to him too. 741 WVE. It is, of course, T.I. and he's back.
Yeah.
B.E.T. and T.I. just go together.
Yeah, right.
This is B103.
B.E.T.I.
B.E.T.I.
Combined.
It is your pre-money station, B103. So world premiere, T.I. I'm Flexing.
Yeah.
And he's here in the studio. And boy, Major won't let you go. I gotta ask you right now.
What's up?
When he saw your face,
What?
when you came home,
Yeah.
how reenact that for me. I want to know how it felt, because you know I got 3. I know that was crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, man. You know, I'm a big family guy. You
Right.
know,
And you got a big family.
Yeah, I'm a guy with a big family, and so you know I'm a huge part of it, and I miss them as well as you know they miss me too, and so it was a big moment. But see, that brings me to my next announcement. We have a documentary television show. I'm gonna stay away from the term reality show,
Right.
because there's somewhat of a stigma to it, and anything you associate my name with, you can just, it's gonna be eloquent and classy,
Right.
and ghetto at the same time. But so yeah, we got a show, and we captured some of those moments, so you'll be able to see for yourself.
Now talk about this book that I've been hearing about.
Yeah, Power and Beauty. It's a fictional story that I authored or co-authored along with a gentleman named David Ritz, and it's a story that we collaboratively came up with about a young man and a young lady.
He giving you trouble.
A young man and a young lady growing up in Atlanta on the west side, and the things that they went through, and how they made it from where they are, or how they're going to make it from where they are to where they want to be.
Drop from any life experiences in that book?
Some,
Okay.
yeah, some, but it's not a book about my life,
Right.
but you know there are some of my experiences incorporated into that story.
Now with the reality show, with the documentary
There you go.
that you are shooting right now, we got, you know, people in the studio. Boy, as soon as you put
He's
it
so
down, 2
cute.
seconds, Daddy.
So cute.
What is is it the day-to-day life of the business of T.I., or kind of what's the synopsis of this show?
Well, it's basically what you see right here before you right now. You know what I'm saying? Is, you know, the balance
Balancing the life.
it's the balance between the T.I. on stage and on television, and the T.I. at home, or the daddy at home. The father, the husband, the son, the cousin, the brother, the friend, you know what I'm saying? Just that balance of business, of personal, and of professional.
On your personal side, what would you say when people watch the show they're gonna find to be the most intriguing thing about you? Like something that people are gonna be like, I didn't know he liked that or did that.
I guess how hands-on I am with family. You know, I guess people, you know, see me to be a public image before they see me as a family man. I guess to see how hands-on I am, to see that I cook and go to school plays, go to school, teacher parent conference meetings, you know, just to all the things that I actually do.
Right.
All the things that I actually am involved in, and how my family pretty much it all of it revolves around me. You know, and it's been like that for a while now.
T.I. in the studio right now, his first interview on the Ryan Cameron Show, right here on the People Station B103 B.E.T. Hip Hop Awards weekend. We talked earlier about the relationship between B.E.T. You can almost say B.E.T.I. as we said.
B.E.T.I. That's right.
Earlier, you know, we did a whole entire show, Tip, about you, and did people feel like, okay, this is where Tip is mentally, that he is saying never again, again. How do you feel in your heart? Like, okay, I know I said that before, but.
Sure. Well, hey, man, I mean, this is how I feel in my heart. I feel more so than anyone else. I mean, I owe that to myself. You know, I really don't owe anyone any explanation, and I think that I had to grow to that point. You know, I can't live for y'all. You know, y'all like my music, and I appreciate that. Y'all like me as a person. You support my endeavors. I appreciate that wholeheartedly. However, I can't explain and you know, I don't owe all these explanations to all these different peoples that I don't even know. You know, if you have disagreements with the way I move, with the way I operate, that's fine, and you know, you're entitled to it. But at the end of the day, man, I got to live my life for these people, for my family, for my children, and I'm going to do what's best for them. And I know you don't have to believe me,
right?
And I can't make you believe me. There's nothing that I can say to make you believe me, and there's nothing that I can say that's going to make you feel better about me. I got to live for them. So, you know, I'm focusing on them, and people gonna say what they want to say. They're gonna feel how they want to feel regardless about T.I.
Right.
You know, they're gonna have their own reasons for doing so. And I've also noticed that even more so than me not breaking the law, they're worried about me being me. They're trying to keep me from being me. I could abide by the law and you know, and do everything that I'm supposed to do on paper. But there are certain things that I do that involve that my life allows me to do.
Right.
I.e. ride a bus from so-and-so to so-and-so, which is totally within the law. But because someone says I disagree with it and I don't like that, you know, then that puts me in a certain, you know what I'm saying, a certain public perception. And I'm going to be me, you know what I'm saying? My life ain't your life, you know what I'm saying? Because I chose a different path. I followed a different dream. And so I have different benefits that you may not have, and you got to take that into consideration. You know, people say, oh, he's coming home and he has so much going on. Yes, because that's my life. That's how I'm going. I have 3 parties because I have a lot of celebrating to do because I can, and that's my life.
That's the Tip I know.
Right.
He's back.
And you know, and that's that. I think that I ain't got to break no law to do that. But y'all got to let me live, champ. You know, I can't live like you. I ain't you. You know, I don't have a Honda Accord. I don't. You know what I'm saying? That's not me, you know. You got to put these shoes on for a minute and walk in these shoes in order for you to understand where I'm coming from. But until then, man, I can't explain myself to everybody.
T.I. in the studio with us right now on the Ryan Cameron Show. His first interview. You talked about it. You touched on it. The streets were saying that the warden and the people who knew all of these things were going to happen, they signed off on them, and then said, now we will send a message and show him.
Man, you know what? I ain't gonna get into all of that. I don't know what the warden knew. I don't know what I really can't speak. I ain't got to the bottom of it yet, and I probably will never get to the bottom of it.
Is there something at the bottom?
I don't know, and I never will. You know why? Because I'm too focused on the future. I'm too focused on the future and things that are positive to even be looking back at that. I handled that. You know what I'm saying? I endured it. I made it through. I survived, and now I'm here, stronger, better, and it didn't break me. You know, I'm sure, you know, even if that was the intention, it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here, and I'm moving forward. And I don't care who was behind it. I don't care what they meant to do. I only care about my next 50 or some odd years, you know what I'm saying, and remaining right here for these people who need me the most.
So in your focus now with the music, with everything you're doing, with the clothing line, which, you know, went through the roof while you were away, that had to send a message to you that you are not only relevant, but also a brand maker. You and Jay Jeter have done things. Shout out to Jay Jeter getting an award for the community work that he's been doing. I mean, the King Foundation, that regardless of what, like you said earlier, what people say, you continue to do good because those recognize your heart.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, though. I think that it has become, I think, overshadowed the things that I've done by the mistakes that I've made. And I think that in entertainment, nowadays we get away from a person actually, like the bad decisions that he make, it takes your attention away from him actually being a good person. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so if you got someone who's never been to jail, you got someone who's, you know, who's never done drugs, who's never been in hazardous circumstances, but they're just a horrible person. Right. Are you telling me that that means more and that's a better person? That's a better person to be around and a better person to support than someone who's made bad decisions but deep down has a pure heart? Now, I mean, which one is more valid? Which one is more substantiated? And I think that has to be taken into consideration. I think that has to be taken into high consideration. And also, me sitting back and looking, and my question to whomever has something bad to say about T.I. is, okay, who you got with no criminal record, who doesn't do drugs, who's never been to prison, and who has such a clean slate and a clean face? Who do you have that's going to get out there and tell those kids the story of what not to do and they're going to listen to? If not me, no problem. I fall back. Okay, but who? I've been gone. Who's been out there doing it? Who's been doing it? Who's done as much in the community as I have in my absence? And what's their record? If it's clean, then so by all means, go right ahead and do it. But if not, it's not about my record. It's not about my mistakes. It's about the effect that I have on the youth and how much good I can do in the community. Right. And that's what needs to be focused on, I believe.
People Station V-103, T.I. is in the building in his very first interview. I've got to ask you, because you mentioned that you're able to go out there because you've lived it and say to these kids, like, look what I, came from and did, and look where I am now. Do you ever think about that in regards to your kids as well? Like, as they get older, are you going to be able to, before they hear it out of second and third and fourth hand accounts, like, do you feel like, it's going to be a good tool for you to be able to sit them down and be like, you live in this beautiful house, but Dad didn't always have this?
Yeah, well, they know that. They know that because, they go visit, when I go visit my grandparents, when I go visit my granddaddy, man, and they see the neighborhood, they like it because there's more kids and they, they have more. It's more playful. They see it. Right. They go in the daytime. You know what I'm saying? There's kids out, we playing football and we kicking it, and you know what I'm saying. So they know, they can see the difference. I'm like, this is the house. I take them to my old room. This is the room I grew up in, and they like, man, the size of my closet. I'm like, well, you got to work hard. And I always tell King and my other son, Demani, hey, listen, y'all got to do what y'all got to do and focus so y'all can make your own money. Right. Because at a certain age, you're going to have to stop spending Daddy's money. That's going to, you know what I'm saying? I got you to a certain point, then you're going to have to fly.
Do the rest.
But but King has a hustler's mentality. He has, as well as Demani, and they all have different parts of me. I'm a multifaceted person, and it seems like all of my children have different parts of my personality. Right. Messiah, who's my oldest son, he's more reserved, calm, laid back, the voice of reason. Okay. Of all the kids, and Demani, he go a million miles an hour. He's ambitious and he wants the finer things in life, and he just he actually wants to be a rapper. Okay. And so school, we got to get that school in them and get the foundational structure of what it takes to maintain a business. Right. As well as King. King, he just money crazy. Him, so and Deja, she's a young, beautiful young lady, man, a wonderful girl, and she's smart, intelligent, talented, and you know what I'm saying. And Major here, he's a charmer and a quiet guy usually. I don't know what's gotten into him today. Yeah, he's excited right now. Yeah, he's excited so right cute. Now.
T.I. in the building right now. V-103.com. You can see him live. We're going to get back. We talked about the family, talked about the philanthropic, talked about the situation. Let's talk about the music. Do you have a title yet?
You know what, man? I had a title, and
you scratched it?
No, not yet. I'm still working on that title. Or working from that title, but there has been another title that has piqued my interest. So it's between, I have two that I'm choosing from.
But you know, the titles have always been like where you were, you know, T.I. versus T.I.P. and
Paper Trail.
So
yeah.
Is this gonna be a message title?
It's gonna be the same type of thing. Yeah, it's both of these titles are effectively where I am in my mind. You know, one of them is my perception of where other people me realizing the position that I'm in.
Right.
And the other one is just, you know, it's just an easy, like, okay, cool. It's more like a title of me.
Okay. Now I saw on your Twitter feed that you were asking about what song should you jump on.
Yeah.
And the song with Jay and Ye about Paris. That you said, per their blessing, you gonna do that. Is that done? Yeah. Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, did the verse. Yeah, verse in the can. It's in the can. You know, they actually in Paris. G took it to Paris because I think Ye launching. He's launching his female
the clothing
line.
Yeah.
So they out there doing that, and he's gonna play it for them, and pending their approval.
Oh, come on, are you serious?
If they like
please.
You know,
please.
I think I might be able to do a little 16 or something.
Hey, man, pending their approval, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be, you know, that's gonna be done.
But that's real, though. When you were away, Tip, like, what, you know, did like you have people, you know, call you once a week and tell you what was going on with the industry or who's popping, or did you know this album just came out?
I had emails. We had B.E.T, you know, we had B.E.T, MTV, VH1, you know what I'm saying? We had cable. We kept as abreast, we was as updated with current events as we could possibly be. But what I saw, man, I just saw Atlanta like, I mean, I ain't seen much Atlanta lately, and I had a problem with that. I took direct offense at that, man. So right now, man, I'm putting the city on my shoulders, man. Anybody who repping this town, man, if you trying to get out, man, you need my assistance, get at me.
There you go.
I'm trying to put the town on top. You know, I just, you know, I got love for everybody in the game, no matter where you from, but I think it's too much, it's too heavy of a load for Ross and Drake and Wayne to be the only ones who represent hip hop on the VMAs or the B.E.T awards. I just don't think that's too much for them. They got other stuff they need to be doing. We got to help them out. You know what I'm saying? Why we gonna leave that heavy load on that burden on their shoulders? It need to be people from the town, like, you know, this is the Mecca right now. So why ain't we got to step up and do our part, man?
Well,
I'm talking about in the top 10 billboards. I'm talking about SoundScan. I'm talking about BDS, everything, man. We need to get back on top. I don't like
You're not too happy with the
things
right now.
I mean, you know,
state of things.
Don't get me wrong, man. There's still people, man, in the town who still doing their thing, and I salute that, man. You know, I support that wholeheartedly. However, as a whole, in its entirety, Atlanta is quiet. Atlanta is quiet, and I'm just speaking. I'm telling you what God loves.
Look behind you. I don't think he's looking back, Major. I think he's like just told you looking forward.
Yeah. Ain't nothing back there.
Hey, let's play it again, man. You of course are listening to V-103. We got Tip in here. It's a world premiere, a world exclusive. You got to introduce it to the world, man, because you done tweeted it out. We seeing the views going crazy right now. People see you, they watching, they glad you're home, man.
That's what's up, man. Hey, man, once again, man, produced by Big K.R.I.T, featuring Big K.R.I.T. This is I'm Flexing.
People Station V-103, Ryan Cameron Show. T.I. is in the building, his very first interview. I got to ask Tip, because I know when I come home from a 5-day vacation and haven't been home, when I get to the house, I'm just like, what's the first thing you did when you walked into your crib yesterday? Like, kick your shoes off, jump on your bed? What'd you do? I didn't mean
he didn't do that. Look at the face. Look at the face. That's a Zone 1 Bankhead face. People from Bankhead recognize the face. Did you look at that face? You can't hide. Wow. You know what was the first thing? Are you serious? I played the field.
Nice.
Yeah, that's you know what I'm saying? That's a non-comment.
Well, again, man, I talk about it all the time. That the hometown relationships that you build over years, that, you know, whenever Jay has something to say, he comes to the hometown radio station. You and I go way, way back, and I just want to say, man, it means so much for you to come to the People Station because I know you could have been anywhere else.
But
I'm sure everybody else was trying to get to you. Last time you did the Jamie Foxx thing and sent it out, and I think this is it means a lot to us.
Yeah.
Right
it really
on,
does.
right on. Well, you know, y'all mean a lot to me, man. You know, y'all have played a huge role in my success and been a tremendous support. So, you know, I'm gonna reciprocate that every chance I get.
Well, we got a little, swag bag gift for you from
Oh,
Honesty.
man, check that out.
For you and the First Lady.
All right,
so
then.
For you and Lamar, you can't just walk in there without something. So go ahead and take
she'll just take mine.
You know? We say, speaking of.
Yeah, speaking of, they headed out to they headed down to Augusta right now, man. The OMG girls, the kickoff to the Scream tour is today in Augusta. So congratulations to them. You know what I'm saying? And y'all can look forward to a lot of great things from them. One time for my baby girls, Neat, or excuse me, I'm sorry, I ain't supposed to call her that. To Star, to Beauty. One time to Bree as well, man. And I'm so proud. I'm ecstatic, and you know, I'm gonna stop talking before I embarrass somebody. But you know, I want y'all to support them just like you support me, man, because they deserve it.
All right, there you go. We know you got to run, man, but we appreciate you spending the time with us and coming to the People Station B103 and coming here first, man. We really do mean it.
Yes.
Hey, man, I appreciate you guys already.
There you go. He's flexing. He's back.
Yeah.
It's T.I. You heard from him. You can log on to V-103.com and see the entire interview. It's B.E.T. weekend. B.E.T.I. Will you make an appearance at the show? Is that a surprise? It is your free money station, man. B.E.T. weekend. T.I. He's back. He's home, man.
Yeah.
It's the king. B103.